Now, Democratic strategist Robert Patillo. Robert, always a pleasure to have you on the show. I just first want to get your chance to respond to what she said there.
Well, I think Scotty does a great job of representing the perspective of their side of the aisle. However, I think most Americans are very familiar with the rhetoric that has been in American politics and also the fight against gun control. That if we had had the type of gun control measures that were suggested after Sandy Hook, that were suggested after Newtown, that were suggested after many of these school shootings, where 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds would not be able to purchase an AR-15, where we have mental health and background checks for firearm purchases, where we have red flags on people who do have these issues, that this could have been prevented. And I would hope that at this moment in time, Republicans and Democrats can come together. I'm a gun owner. I'm a Second Amendment advocate, but can come together on a common sense gun control that will stop things like this from taking place. How many times are we going to sit out thoughts and prayers? And the fact that it takes a president being wounded in the ear and potentially 1 to 3 people potentially dying from this for people to really concentrate when school children across the country being slaughtered is not enough, tells us about the toxic nature of our body politics. This will be a place in any other nation where we will see a press conference with President Biden and President Trump standing hand to hand to announce comprehensive common sense gun control being put into place that the nation can unite around. But this idea that we're just going to pray it away, I think is a little bit of a little bit ridiculous, and part of the reason we have these difficulties in getting things done.
Good luck getting that hand-holding moment together. We'll see if that happens. Again, after a tragedy, people are on good behavior for a few days, and then there seems to be a quick retreat, especially as divided as we all see. Maybe this will be different. We'll see. My question for you is, on the Democratic side of this, what we saw Saturday, how does Joe Biden now campaign against Donald Trump without seeming disrespectful to a man who was an inch away from being killed? And 2, is the narrative American politics now over that Joe Biden should drop out of this race? Because that was the big story before Saturday, and that seems to have evaporated, and recent reporting suggests even strong Democratic challengers to Biden are backing down.
Well, that movement was dying down even before the attempted shooting of President Trump. And I think that we in this nation have to understand that in the last 2 weeks, we had an attempted coup against the President of the United States led by unnamed donors, operatives, and Hollywood elites trying to force the sitting president to sit down. The very next week, there's an attempted assassination against the main Republican challenger against that president. We have to really look at our body politics and determine what is going on, where we are moving beyond the democratic process, where the donors and the special interest groups can simply say, well, this candidate's poll numbers are too low, let's replace them with someone else. This candidate speaks in a way we don't deem appropriate, therefore somebody might choose political violence to make those determinations. We have to get back to conversations on politics, take the reality show aspects of these things out of it, and really have strong conversations on what the future of America holds. I think President Biden is going to campaign very much in the same ways. The fundamental facts are still the same. We are still dealing with Project 2025. We are still dealing with Agenda 47. We're still dealing with this taking away of the rights of Americans, and there's no reason to put kid gloves on and pretend those things are not taking place. Can some of the more incendiary rhetoric be toned down? Absolutely. I think that 10 years ago, nobody in politics was called a pedophile on a regular basis. Now that is a regular insult that is thrown around in American politics. We didn't talk about everybody we disagreed with being either an authoritarian or a fascist. I think that this type of language is what inspires these young people, but more so than language and thoughts and prayers, I think that Joe Biden should come out with a strong executive order on gun control immediately. That should be before the end of this week. He should be having a signing ceremony at the White House, pushing forward a gun control agenda that the American people can get behind. And guess what? The Supreme Court just said 2 weeks ago, the president has all but plenary power, and that nobody can truly check the power that he has. I think this will be a perfect test case. And for the people who have been pushing and advocating for this, the victims of gun violence, this should be that moment where we can come together across party lines and say that enough is enough. This has gone too far. This cannot be the way that we conduct either schools, churches, malls, movie theaters, or presidential campaigns in America.
Interesting you mentioned gun control, because the AR-15 was recovered at the side of where the shooter was, and that is something that Democratic lawmakers have been trying to get off the streets of America for quite some time.
Without success, politically. Robert Patillo, thank you so much for your time and insight, sir. Appreciate it. Please come back. Meantime, Laura and Alex, back to you guys in Atlanta.
All right, thank you.